Good evening, folks, and welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to do a short overview of Laurel and Hardy 3D from 1987. That's also known as the Blackthorne 3D 1985 issue 34. So for those of you who don't know how these types of videos, I usually go through, let's say, an American comic, in this case, from 1987. It goes from, let's say, the previous century till 2011. This one falls right into that category, or it could be from 2011 to, let's say, the present day, 2025. It could be, but it could also be an indie comic, a European comic, or a webcomic from that till let's say 2011. How we usually break this video down is pretty simple. We go through who the team is. In this case, the story and the art is pretty simple because there are only two people involved, including the cover. And we go to the synopsis. In this case, we briefly discuss, since there are two stories, two synopsises. First one with Stan and Ollie on their first adventure. And after that, the second one, how they look after some orphan/poor kids, I guess. And after that, we'll give, in the case of a full-on review, we usually give a quick breakdown, but in this case, I prefer to skip it because it's way too long to discuss everything. After which we follow with the good, bad, and the ugly, where we put the plus and the minus against each other. And we finished off with final verdict. That goes from, let's say, 10 out of 100 till 100 out of 100. With 10 out of 100 being 1 out of 10, 100 out of 100 being 10 out of 10. In this case, it won't be in 100 out of 100, but it will be something pretty close. Of course, there might be some things that you might disagree with me about, and if that's the case, hey, no problem, totally fine. But let's try to keep it civil, My goal of these types of videos, in this case, reviews or overviews, is trying to bring back, it's kind of fitting considering the context, the more old school times, a simpler time, like the days before the internet, where we could just discuss whether a comic is good, which character could be who, and if there's good balance between writing and art. And that's not all. I'll also be using mycomicbookshop.com for extra context and my rusty notes, because it's just one page. I try to do it a little bit old school, so without further ado, since we're already 3 minutes in, grab yourself a cup of tea or hot water and enjoy the show. So we go to who the team is. Well, the story and art is by Andy Ice and Jorge Pacheco, and the cover is by Andy Ice. As you can see here, here's his signature, Andy Ice. And it goes through, in this case, it follows the adventure of, we'll go straight to the synopsis, 2 stories. The first one, Stan, Laurel, and Laurel Hardy, by, in this case, Stan and Ollie, go on a cruise. As you can see here, rest and relaxation, and it's great to send you 2 whole weeks for cruise, nothing to do but take it easy. But unfortunately, it will also leads into Stanley kind of lost the tickets, but which leads to all kinds of apparently we're in the luggage, all kinds of shenanigans, and since they are get paid like seamen, they also have to see if I can put it right there, work as seamen and seamen. See what I did there? And that makes the life of the captain a living hell. This leads to all kinds of gags. So they try to escape in the lifeboat. They start the dinner, or they eat the dinner. Ollie goes straight for the drumstick. And Unfortunately, the captain figures it out, and they strand on as being chased by a shark on an uninhabited island. Or at least that looks like an uninhabited island. And yeah, where they have to survive. Tells them to get down here right now, if you say so. And yeah, they find a cozy cave, which means uninhabited. It's not so uninhabited at all. Because they find an encounter a gorilla or some kind of Bigfoot kind of being, or Sasquatch kind of being. Just goes after them, and in the meantime, the volcano erupts, and they end up straight on the ship after escaping the giant gorilla orb. And what happens is they get locked up, but turns out the tickets were in the pocket. In the second VO, they go to, let's say, there's a fair, and they have, it's the Big Brother week, so take a kid to the fair, they need you. And yeah, Ollie is kind of excited because he always wanted to have a big brother. But as you might know, especially young kids, they could be a little brutal, and they have both all kinds of shenanigans. Not supposed to talk to strangers, and Ollie is the one who's always getting punched in the face. And yeah, turns out they take all the kids to the fair. And leads to all kinds of shenanigans. Eventually, they get so tired of it. They put them in, let's say, I think it's they're called a carousel or something. Oh, or at least on the rides. And they tell them that they've been there for hours. But in this case, they found a solution, and they get a little bit of payback on them. And yeah, they end up picking him up later. And that's the end of that. So now to the good, bad and the ugly. Well, first of all, the cover is iconic. Fits the time period. Not only of the late 80s, but also of the particular time period which these two characters originate from. The slapstick humor. And also, yeah, what can I say? They debuted in 1921 in a movie called, I think it was called Lucky Dog. Where they, at least was their first appearance as a duo, and yeah. Plus the cover, yeah. I have nothing else to say about this. I really like the cartoony style. There's a good balance between writing and art. It's in black and white. And yeah. Funny gags in the spirit of, Laurel and Hardy. And yeah. The only bad thing I could say is I wish Americans made more of this. These two characters, because yeah. I'm from Europe. Like I said, I'm from Europe. I wasn't born in the USA. I'm more, like most Europeans, were more used to the cartoonish style characters, and yeah. Unfortunately, the Americans don't provide it all the time. Which brings me to my final verdict, and that's, Well, the first story gets a 90 out of 100, because, yeah, all kinds of random gags, shenanigans, that the story was leading to, were well executed. And, the second story is not as good. Still very solid. An 80 out of 100, which gives it a total of 85 out of 100. So, doing just to the iconic duo. They're one of the best, television duos of the previous century. I truly was born in the wrong place at the wrong time. A different story, I digress. Anyways, talk to you guys later. Hasta la próxima, chicos, chicas. Jane.